Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott. You're in the Prog Corner, and today we're talking about a French band that I really like. They're called Lazuli or Lazuli. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce their name, but man, oh man, I really like this band. They formed in 1998 in the south of France. Two brothers, Dominique Leonetti is the singer. His brother Claude plays something called the leode. It's an instrument he invented himself. He had a car accident and lost the use of his left arm, so he had to invent an instrument to stay in the band. That's really awesome. The drummer is Vincent Barneval, keyboard player Romain Thorel, and they've got a new guitar player that's been in the band for a couple years now. Arnold Bainey replaced Giedrich Bayer, who'd been in the band for a long time. But yeah, this band is so wacky, man. First of all, the name is awesome. You get extra points for having a Z in your name, and it ends in a vowel, so that's really cool too. And man, take a look at these cats. I mean, they look like a rock and roll band, you know. Pavement comes to town and checks into a hotel. Nobody knows who they are. They can't guess even what they do for a living. But I guarantee you, if Lazuli rolls into the Comfort Inn, the guy at the front desk knows exactly what they do for a living. I actually came into this band in 2008, so I've known about them for about 5 years now. I heard the name, I liked it. I seen they were playing festivals over in Europe, so I wanted to check them out. And I came in on their 8th album, Saison 8, in 2018. Then 2 years later in 2020, the Fantastique Involved, Dieter Bohlen came out. I love it. It was in my top 10 for the year, just a dynamite record. 2021 during lockdown, they did an unplugged thing called The New Day. But this is their 11th album. It's called Lazuli 11, Onze, or however you pronounce 11 in French. I have absolutely no idea, but the guys look cool. They sound cool. They've created their own sound. And how does this one compare to the masterpiece that was Dieter Bohlen? Well, let's take a look at some of these tracks, man. It starts out with Saloner des Océans de Vinyle, something about oceans of vinyl. I don't speak French, man. Starts out in G minor, kind of a syncopated waltz going on here. Very mellow, very atmospheric. And then Dominique's expressive vocals come in. It's amazing. His voice is so good. He's got one of those voices that I could listen to forever, kind of like David Bowie or Peter Gabriel, Nat King Cole. I don't even care what they're singing. It sounds so good. And being that I don't speak French, that comes in real handy, because if I didn't like this guy's voice and I couldn't understand what he's singing, it'd be a rap. Very dreamlike. The chorus is cool. It's got this descending chord progression that's pretty neat and kind of gives me a feeling like I'm spinning around on a carousel or something. It's really cool. Second song is by far the best song on the album. One of the best songs they ever wrote. It's called Triste Carnival. I guess that means sad carnival or something. It starts with a real neat little chord progression on a guitar where it goes, toggles back and forth between B major and C sharp diminished 7. So it's really cool. It's a great sound, real old timey, you know. I think that chord progression had been used in a lot of old fashioned songs. I love it so much. And then you get the Leona. Well, how do you even pronounce that instrument? Dude's playing leode, the leode, and piano comes in. Real good melody on this song. Very memorable. It really sticks in your craw. And the production is great. A lot of subtle stuff going on behind the scenes. Just a dynamite track. I love it. Next up is Qui d'autre que le Autre. Starts out with an electric piano in a minor key. I think it's in E minor. It's a mid-tempo song. There's a nice Gilmour-esque guitar solo towards the end of it. Probably my least favorite song on the album. Kind of kills the momentum a little bit. But then we get the next song, E Joine, which is just great. I think it's a love song. I think he's singing about a girl. I have no idea. Starts out with an acoustic guitar, strumming these light, breezy chords. It's in F sharp major, so it's got a real nice, bright sound to it. There's a very majestic chorus in here. I love this thing. Such a great song. I almost want to know what he's singing about when I hear this one. Next up is Lagune Grise in E minor, again with an acoustic guitar, but this time it's in a minor key and it's in 6/8. Kind of almost has like a country and western feel with the slide guitars and the tremolo effect going on. There's some really cool replacement chords in here. And there's a little guitar solo where the slide comes in. Real cool song, kind of unexpected. Then comes Parison du Temps. You kind of got a little shuffle beat on the drums. Man, Vincent Barnaval is fantastic on this album. Very subtle drumming, but really good throughout. This whole album kind of floats, and this is a perfect song that kind of replicates that floating feeling where you're just kind of hovering above the music. Great atmospherics, making me think a little bit of the way Brian Eno produces stuff, where every single slot, every single quiet spot, you got to throw something in there. Next up is Les Pleurer sans la pluie. F sharp minor again here. It starts out sounding a little bit like Supertramp with that Yamaha electric keyboard going there. Maybe a little bit of yacht rock or 70s soft rock here going on. The strings come in and again really make you think you're listening to Harry Nilsson or something. But the song really picks up at the end and creates a lot of energy and real good momentum going into song number 8, which is Les Mots de Suite, which is just a gentle little song, finger-picked acoustic guitar with Dominique's vocals over the top, just a little ballad in G, and it's really, really good. Sets you up for La Batalare in A minor, and it is real ominous, and these real dark-sounding keys, and this thundering drums. The timpani comes in, and it creates a whole bunch of tension in the song. You really want this song to go somewhere. It kind of doesn't. It's probably the most frustrating song on the album because it starts out with so much promise and just kind of meanders a little bit. I like it, but I don't love it. The penultimate track is another really phenomenal song, Mille Rives hors de la cage. Starts out with a soft piano and then Dominique's beautiful voice coming in 6/8. They're in F sharp minor here. And the drummer is playing with brushes, more strings come in, and that melody's really, really sweet and really beautiful. The hook is actually like a lyricless hook, and it's really cool, and it really gets in your brain. It's a real earworm. And then you get a weird organ Hammond break. You hadn't heard a Hammond organ throughout this whole album. And then that main theme comes back, but this time they're 4 on the floor in a 4/4. It drives the thing home. It's the longest song on the album, one of the best songs on the album. And then the final track is kind of like just a little bit of a aperitif or whatever. You know, you've had the main chorus and now you need to wind down a little bit. This is, their music is very cinematic. So this is almost like exit music for a film here, right? With the piano and Dominique's beautiful voice singing in A minor, very dreamlike in 6/8 time as the album just kind of floats away into the ether sphere, and it leaves me scratching my head, man. The first couple go-rounds on this album, I thought there just wasn't enough there for me. I was wrong. These guys are so subtle in what they do that it absolutely takes repeated listens to get into Lazuli. I'm totally into Lazuli. That's why I'm doing an album review of it, boys and girls. So what am I going to score this thing? Woo! It is clearly between a 4 and a 4.5. I'm giving it 4 headphones. It's not as good as Dieterbaum, which was clearly the best thing they ever did, but it's a nice progression. The new guitar players fit in really, really well. He looks cool. He plays great. And you gotta look cool, right, to be in Lazuli, because these guys just look awesome. I mean, I can imagine seeing these guys on stage. I bet you they put on an amazing show. They look amazing. They sound amazing. You've got a great singer. You got a dude playing an instrument you ain't never seen before in your whole life. What else do you want, man? This is prog at its highest form. Yeah, it's not capital P prog. There's no 15-minute long keyboard solos or whatever. They're not talking about elves and fairies or, they're just talking about real life stuff, I guess, here. If I spoke French, I'd probably know a little bit more about it. But I really, really enjoy this album. I highly recommend it. I love Lazuli. Fantastic band. If you haven't heard them yet, do yourself a favor. Check out the new one. It's called 11, and I really dig it. 4 headphones feels a little skimpy, but I'm trying to keep it real here, y'all. I really like Lazuli, and this is another fine, fine album. Highly recommended. I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East, y'all. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. God save the King! And Rick Wakeman!